And Bobby, it's been well documented that you kind of negotiated your own deal. I'm curious, like, what did you do to learn about like that whole process? Because training, spending time with this guy, training to be an NFL player is hard enough. How did you train your mind, your brain to like just be up to the knowledge at that level?
I think it was kind of years in the making. I felt like, I'm really into business, and that's what I got my degree in when I went to school. And I was looking for a different way to challenge myself, and I wanted to, I felt like, when I talked to a lot of business people, a lot of it was negotiations, and a lot of it was negotiating deals and things of that nature. And I felt like, if I wanted to succeed life after football, I needed to take a chance while I was in football. So I took a chance, negotiating my own deal, worked out. I spent pretty much every offseason learning something new about business. I've done internships. I've met with countless of people to ask their advice and try to figure out what they would look for as a person that's trying to be a newcomer in business. And, I felt like it worked out for me.
And you posted that video of kind of like you as the agent, you as yourself.
Yeah,
did you
awesome.
feel that internal like dialogue like with yourself?
Yeah, to an extent. It was I felt like there was, the Bobby Wagner as a person.
Right.
But there had to be a new person in there that was different. I was trying to negotiate a deal that they had to respect, that had to be a business mind. And, I felt like I had to go into that meeting with them knowing that I did my homework and I know what I'm talking about. And I think that was one of the biggest things that I felt was going to be the problem per se is, them taking me seriously and knowing that, they weren't going to do much to get over on me. And there was a respect on both ends. They respected me, I respected them. And I felt like, when you have that respect and that level of respect for each other, something was going to get done.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of research that you got to do? Like, I know for you being, highest paid player, linebacker and all that, it's pretty clear what you deserve and all that. But I guess, when you go into those meetings, like actually learning the language of it all, like just learning the language of the negotiation and what to talk about, what to ask for, all those things. You have to study that stuff a lot.
I feel like you study it. Yeah, I've been kind of looking at it, the moment I got into the league. I feel like it's something that, I feel like players need to take more time to think about, learning not only how to play the game, but be a good business person and understanding the business that you're in. So I feel like I was always kind of trying to figure out a way to do that. I try to talk to a lot of people. I had a lot of great mentors, a lot of people that helped me try to speed up the process with the knowledge that they were passing off, and it ended up working out for me. And, hopefully it, kind of helps me life after football.
Both have, kind of taken in and really tried to grab and manage your own careers, with Russ starting West East and this whole production, Bobby with you and your contract. Like, why is that one important to you, and then also to inspire like the next generation of football players?
Well, I think you have to take a forward step in your life, no matter who you are, whether if you're quarterback, linebacker, if you're trying to be a teacher, if you're trying to be a leader, if you're trying to raise a family. I think, in life, you only get one chance to do it. And I think that, you want to be able to, I've always learned this, I've always understood this, is that, I've had to figure this out too, is that you have to take advantage of every opportunity that you get, and you can't let somebody else control your destiny, and, for me, I always kind of wrote out my goals of what I wanted to do. I formed West to East because I knew, very similar to Bobby, I love business. I loved the opportunity to lead a group of people. I didn't want to just lead people on the field. I wanted to be able to help lead a group of people to do innovative stuff, to create opportunities, to not just create opportunities for myself, but for them, but also for the world. And I think that we've been able to do that with the production company, West East Productions, and being able to create Why Not You Productions with Sierra, and just doing different things like that. Obviously creating Good Man Brand and different things that we've been able to do. So it's been a blessing in that in itself. And, for me, a lot of times, I think Bobby would say this too, is fans sometimes think that you're just a football player. Right. And I believe that God created me to be so much more. God created us to use our abilities, use our strengths, even use our weaknesses and our experiences, the highs and the lows, to be able to impact and influence and to make a difference. I think he gives us an influence to make an impact. And, hopefully we can use that in everything that we do, not just football. Hopefully we can use it in business, in family, in relationships, and and everything that we encounter. And, so I think a lot of the stuff that I've learned, from the field to business life and to be able to create opportunities. And a little story about, for me, why I really wanted to create West East was because I had a marketing company way back in the day that just wasn't right when my first couple months in the NFL. And they just weren't right for whatever reason. And fast forward, I ended up saying, you know what, I'm going to create my own thing. This is what I went to school for. This is what I want to be able to do. And at the end of the day, the first thing I'll never forget, we went to the rookie symposium, and the guy gets on the stage and he says, "What does the NFL stand for?" We're all like, National Football League, like what I mean. And he goes, "No, not for long." He says, "You got to start having Plan B now." And good thing is, my parents had raised me to have a plan, after football and thinking about that stuff. And my dad gave me imagination, my mom, and so I always thought about business. I always thought about creating opportunities. And so I loved TV, I loved movies, I loved. I didn't mind the camera and wanted to create a production company and all that stuff too. And I just wanted to build opportunities. And I think for me and Sierra both is that we want to be able to inspire the world. And how do we do that? Yeah. And so using our platform for sports to translate to everything else.
I just wanted to be different. Right. I just want to be different. When you come into the league, they have all these statistics for you. Like you said, we was at the rookie symposium, and the whole weekend while we were there, they talked about everything that could possibly go wrong about the NFL. And, they said, you're going to get divorced after 2 years, lose your money after 2 years, don't trust your agent, don't trust your financial advisors, don't trust the team. And so I remember in that same symposium, we had a guy stand up and ask, what is good about the NFL? Because all they did was focus on the bad. And I feel like, I could say with both of us, we don't really focus on the bad, we focus on the positive. And so even though all those things can happen, it doesn't mean that they have to happen. And so for me, I just wanted to be different. I saw the statistic and I saw 80% go broke and lose their money. And I was like, okay, what do I got to do to be the 20%? And how do I got to, what do I got to do to position myself that, I've seen a lot of players, the transition from playing in the NFL to not was a harder thing for them because they didn't really think about what they can do. I feel like NFL is such a dope league because, we spend about maybe 6 months playing the actual games.
Right.
And the rest of the 6 months is just us working out. Now, working out, unless you the Hulk, but working out is only going to take at most 3 to 4 hours maybe a day. That still leaves 20 days. So that's 20 hours. That's 20 hours that you can use to better yourself, to learn something new, to pick up a book, to meet somebody, to do different things. So it's all about using your time wisely, and I feel like we both try to use our time wisely. The main focus is obviously still football, but there's, like you said, we're more than just football players. We have the mental capacity to learn something different, and I think you're seeing that.